Today is a beautiful day to play some Pro Cycling Manager 25. And of course, career mode. Last episode, I was humbled by Pro Cycling Manager and extreme difficulty. Only 2 victories, that is simply not good enough. So today, it's time to step up and get some victories. Starting off with our first race, the Ordizia Classic, a versatile sprint race. And of course, who better to fight for the win than KICKR. By the way, I'd love to know, what is the first Pro Cycling Manager that you played? Where did your PCM story start? Honestly, thinking back to my first Pro Cycling Manager makes me feel old. 20 years ago. PCM 2005. And I think most of you probably got into Pro Cycling Manager because you were a cycling fan. Surprisingly, for me, I got into cycling because of Pro Cycling Manager. Anyway, I'd love to know your story, drop it in the comment section below. On the first of the 2 last climbs now, and the tempo in the peloton is going up, so I need to make sure that KICKR is with the front part of the peloton here. Okay, that went perfectly, still in the peloton with KICKR and with all our teammates, so now let's set up a bit of a mountain train. There we go, we are well positioned and the last climb has begun. Now let's take a look if people attack, because we need to control every move. We've got a move on the right by Hatterley, Baraneccia and so forth. I have to follow that. There we go, still in the wheel, still in the wheel, still in the wheel. We're suffering with a lot of riders though, so that is not perfect. One rider of the front, Pidcock, is trying to join that. It's Baraneccia and Tom Pidcock. Come on, Steinar. Keep flying, keep flying. Last 5 kilometers, come on. We gotta get our train to the front here. KICKR is looking good. Zubeldia 99. Right can almost take over. Not yet. Right now in these corners, because there's too many corners here. Zubeldia can stop. KICKR perfectly in the wheel. Last kilometer incoming right now. There he launches. Is that the finish? No, it is not. There has to be another line. KICKR to the line against. We've got Tesfazion, but we're not going to win this one. Natnael Tesfazion is the winner, ahead of KICKR and Berasategui. Oh, I really wanted to win that one. And our next race is fairly similar. The Vuelta Castilla y León is also a versatile sprint. And also has our leader, Mateusz KICKR. Ooh, starting off with a +2 on the day on this one, so that is very welcome. 74 sprint. But if you look at the finish line, it's actually quite a special one. Up, down, up. In the last 4.5 kilometers, the climbs are coming as we speak. Steinar is ready. He needs to launch on this climber. Actually, I've got Jumar as well still left, so my team is looking absolutely brilliant. I can launch right now on, should I do the launch attack? I will. There we go. Jumar goes. I'll do the same with Steinar, and I think we're riding off from the peloton group, so that's a bit of a cheat code move, but I'm doing it anyway. Ride can go all out in this descent, and KICKR can wait for the uphill to start again to launch his sprint, because he has to make sure he wins this. Onto the climb right now with 1k to go. KICKR can launch, and it should be an easy victory. Does Pidcock come from behind? No, he won't. KICKR is winning this with ease. There goes Mateusz KICKR, taking our first victory of the day. Honestly, that all-out attack I did on the second last climb is a bit overpowered. But I gotta say, I'm super happy to be back on the podium with Mateusz KICKR. That man never disappoints. But now it's time to put racing to the side, because an important part of the season is coming. August 1st is here, so welcome to the transfer market. But before I dive into actually doing the transfers, there are 2 things I need to show you. Our team, Sirocco for Endurance, is a pro team, so in the 2nd division of cycling. Now, as a pro team, it is possible to promote to the 1st division of the sport to become a World Tour team. To be able to do so, we have to finish in the top 18 of the team ranking. We are sitting quite comfortably in 15th position, so Sirocco for Endurance is virtually going to become a World Tour team. But a World Tour team that is at the moment actually broke. Our bank balance of our team is minus 14,000 euros. That being said, so far I've not noticed any consequences. Anyway, onto our transfers page then. Let's start off by extending our current riders. Of course, Mateusz KICKR is a must resign. His results this year are off the charts. Okay, I just clicked renew and this makes no sense. The game says you don't have enough money. It does not matter that I don't have enough money at the moment. I need to pay them next year, and I have enough money next year. I'm sorry, but that is a bug in the game.
12 seconds later.
Okay, full transparency, I dove into the save file and I temporarily increased my balance to €0 so I can do my transfers. After my transfers, I'll of course bring it back down to minus 14k. Anyway, hopefully it works now. Mateusz KICKR, renew. There we go. The negotiations start off on luxury teammate. I want to make that sprinter. And also not a 1-year contract, but a 2-year contract. And let's try with 6k per month. He's not happy yet. And actually mostly unhappy about his role. In case you don't know, roles for riders are completely irrelevant in PCM. So changing his role from sprinter to absolute sprinter, we don't necessarily need to treat him any differently. But let's see if it takes him over the line. It actually doesn't. So I guess we'll have to give him 6.5 2.5k. There we go. No, not yet. Mateusz, you're giving me some really tough negotiations here. I'll do 7.5k just in case. There. Oh my god. We lost Mateusz KICKR. He looked like he was on the brink of agreeing with me and I upped his salary by 2,500. I gave him absolute sprinter role. What more could I have done? I think he wanted absolute leader, but that makes no sense. Ay, what have I done? Mateusz KICKR is gone. And the worst part is we spent 11 transfer points in doing that. And we got nothing for it. I'm sorry, but Mateusz KICKR is now officially an enemy of the series. Okay, let's calm down and let's stay positive. Markel Beloki, please take it easy with me. Luxury teammate, 2.5k, 3 years. Yes, there we go. See, Mateusz, it's not that hard. Okay, we made our first signing. We've got 7 riders on the book for 2026 now. Next up, a Spanish wonder kid that everybody knows, Héctor Alvarez. His stats are not necessarily that great yet, but they will become quite great as a cobble sprinter. Let's try to lock in our man at a 3-year contract, 2.5k per month as a teammate. Absolute perfection. Time for the Slovenian wonder kid Jakob Omerzel, 71 mountain, 74 medium mountain at the age of 19. But most importantly, 5.5 star potential as a climber. Let's try 2.5k for 3 years, and he does it. Jakob Omerzel is ours. Matthias Schwarzbacher is a Slovakian prodigy, but not exactly super talented on PCM. 4-star potential, 4.5 star on Northern Classics. But already 73 cobbles at the age of 19, so a solid base of stats. Matthias is a must-sign rider, 3 years, 2.5k, there we go. Onto a potential Mateusz KICKR replacement, Matthias Kopecki. 73 hill stats, 74 sprints, 74 cobbles. But 5.5 star potential when it comes to sprinting. Matthias, absolute sprinter, 3 years, 7.4k, not yet. I don't want to lose you, so let's try 8.9k, and he's happy. There we go, Matthias Kopecki. Oh my god, Adria Perikas, 19 years old, 77 medium mountain. With a massive 6-star potential in stage racing, an actual GC prodigy. Let's try 3.2k for 3 years, not exactly. How about 4.2k? Perfect. Adria Perikas is back. I do want to go ahead and re-sign Michael Steinar. Not more than a 2-year contract though. And let's do the same with Paul Wright. There we go, once again 2 years. Do I really want to spend 17 dossier points on the Garcia Pierna brothers? I gotta say, I'm not feeling it. I might be considering this guy, Matthew Fox. He's actually been solid in French national races in real life and has 5-star potential in sprinting. So a 2-year contract at 2.5k and it's signed. Lucas Lopez at 22, 74 mountain, this might be the one. Let's try luxury teammate for 3 years. Oh, maybe at 4.7k, yes we do. Lucas Lopez is coming to Sirocco. I like Fernando Tercero from Polti Cometa. 23, 4-star potential, 73 mountain. Let's do a 2-year contract at 2.5k. Ouch, he does not like his role, so let's give him luxury teammate. And that's good. Wait, I should not forget our scouting. We can't forget to sign David KICKR, our Slovenian wonder kid. Let's try this contract, yes sir. David KICKR is coming to town. Wait a second, Unai Zubeldia and Marcos Freire are also out of contract? I'm sorry, but they're not on the transfer dossier page. How am I supposed to know? We have 11 transfer points available, but the lowest possible salary to offer someone is 2.5k per month, so 30k per year. And as you can see, I've only got a remaining budget of 22k. Yeah, I tried re-signing Marcos Freire, but I'm not allowed to confirm the transfer, so I don't have the budget next year. So our team will be losing Marcos Freire, Unai Zubeldia, Andro Kamika, and Mateusz KICKR. And of course, Omar Frale, who is retiring. This list of riders is not exactly the outcome I expected, but I am quite happy with it. Riders like Matthias Kopecki are just really good signings.
12 seconds later.
Okay, as I promised, I put the bank balance back to minus 14,000. And now it's time to do some more racing. And our next race is a big one, the Classica San Sebastian, a World Tour one-day race. And I think it's our first time in this series running against Tadej Pogačar. Ivan Romeo is our first leader, but also maybe Omar Frale with a fitness peak. Anyway, let's jump in. Okay, this weather is pretty terrible, but a +1 Frale, that is not terrible. 76 medium mountain. Romeo with a -1 on the day, so 76 medium mountain. San Sebastian is one of those races where I really need to watch out that I don't get caught behind in a split, so positioning, even in descents, is important. Past the halfway point of the race on the first climb of the day, the Ijskebel climb, 7.7 kilometers at 5.7%. Soudal Quickstep and UAE are both pacing, so I'm suffering in the group, not in a great position, but I need to move up a little bit. Rain is falling like buckets out of the sky. Now on the second climb of the day, 6.6k, 7.4% the Adelaide's climb, but our position is now good. My goodness, the tempo of UAE is significant on this climb, and Fraile and Romeo are moving backwards in the group, but I'm hoping to get over the top in the fast part of the peloton. Ouch! Tadej Pogacar has crashed in that descent, and in the peloton, they are not waiting on the man. The gap is 2 minutes, and Lopez is pacing. Pogacar, buddy, you're gonna have to do something here. The gap is 1:43. Now he's going solo. Soler has been dropped. Arrieta has been dropped as well in this group right here, so he's spending all his domestiques, and now he has to close a gap of 1:40 by himself. Okay, Pogacar's back in the peloton, but he did spend quite a bit of energy. On to the last 40 kilometers then, the second last climb, the Alto Mendizorroz, 4.7k, 6.5%. I should be able to survive that, but the tempo is going up. And actually, the fast attacks are here. Plap, Tesfazion, Jonas Vingegaard into the attack, but no crazy response from behind. Del Toro is closing them down though, so Pogacar, he's got it all under control. Anyway, one climb left, Murgil Tontora, very steep, but I'm feeling good about this. Fraile is our leader, and he's looking good. Time to move up on the right side of the road. The climb has begun, 2.6 kilometers, 8.8%. That is a very steep climb, but I'm gonna go 86, 87 from the front. I want to keep this going. Come on. I am flying up this climb, and Pogacar is not necessarily responding to me. Then again, he is. We've got an attack on the right side of the road. It's Axel Laurence. Not exactly the rider I'm too scared of, but I need to close him down though. Mintegi can protect now. Romeo in the wheel is next. We've got Primoz Roglic getting blocked into Narnia by Laurence. That was a bit shady. Last few kilometers to the top, and should I make a move? Should I make a move here? I think I should. I've got Romeo to sit up and follow maybe Jorgensen, and Fraile can attack over the top. We've got someone in the wheel. Not necessarily. That is a gap. 99 Fraile all out, and Romeo can stay in the wheel of Mr. Jorgensen. Come on, follow that man. Absolute perfection. Over the top, and the gap is 23 seconds, and Jorgensen is pacing for Wout van Aert is still here. Jesus. Fraile, 99, my friend, in this descent. All out attack in the descent for all I care. Just keep on going, Fraile. Last 1.7 kilometers, the gap is 48 seconds. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. Romeo's in the wheel of Wout van Aert. He can start sprinting right now, but Omar Fraile is gonna win the Classica San Sebastian. That is crazy. What a victory. There we go. A World Tour win. What a win by Fraile. That is amazing! I just knew Omar Fraile's downhill stat would come in at some point, and this finish was perfect for it. He wins a World Tour one-day race. But that victory in his final year as a pro cyclist for Omar Fraile, that is a good one. I'm sorry, but Tadej Pogacar who? Okay, not too many celebrations. Our next race is here, Circuito de Getxo. Parkour-wise, it's a versatile sprint, so Thibaut Nys is the favorite. And our man is the man that I hate, Mateusz Govekar. Here we go, last 16 kilometers onto the Côte de Piquet, the same climb as the Tour de France 2023, the first stage, but I'm in the peloton with Govekar, looking pretty fantastic. There comes another move by Bajoli and Zana, but I'm just trying to control whatever happens. Bajoli and Zana are about to be taken in by Caja Rural pacing at the moment, and we've got energy, not that much energy though. 6 kilometers to go, energy gel on Fred Wright. Fred Wright? Paul Wright. Last 3 kilometers, Bajoli has attacked again, but he's out of energy, so I'm not exactly scared. Paul Wright is ready. There we go. 2.5k to go. Not launching yet, not launching yet. Right now, there goes right on the right side of the road. Would be weird if it was the left side of the road. Govekar launches his sprint way too early. Way too early, but there's no competition. Where's the rest? Nowhere to be seen. Govekar is gonna win the Circuito de Getxo, but what's happening behind? Barely anyone is sprinting. But hey, second victory in a row. Mateusz Govekar wins again. So I'm looking at the replay as we speak. Last 2 kilometers, I launch my lead out with Wright, and then we just ride off because Martin is done when it comes to energy, and that's why he doesn't sprint, and the others stay in his wheel. So Martin is the reason that the gap opens up. And of course, as a consequence, Govekar is the winner. So yeah, a 1-2 for the team. Pretty good. With all these smaller races rolling by, our biggest race of the entire season is about to come in the next episode. La Vuelta a España, and I can't wait to ride that. With of course mythical Vuelta climbs like this one, Alto de Langliru. And start list wise, it's a fight between the big guns. Jonas Vingegaard for Visma Visma bike and Tadej Pogacar for UAE Team Emirates. But I think it's time for us to decide who we send to La Vuelta. Not exactly a surprise, but Ivan Romeo is definitely going to La Vuelta. And despite my hatred for this man, Mateusz KICKR as well. After San Sebastian, Omar Fraile has deserved a spot, and I think Iker Mintegi would be a good domestique. But so is Markel Bellocchi, that's 5 riders now. Andro Kamika, you're in. I don't think I'll be sending Yuri Leitao though, because Mateusz KICKR is the same sprinter on the flat. Should I send Dylan Fincht as my lead-out? I think I will. And I think my last man will be Paul Wright as a solid domestique overall. That's it. Those are my 8 riders for La Vuelta a España. Anyway, the rest of today's video will be racing. Starting off with the Vuelta a Burgos. 2 sprint stages followed by a mountaintop finish on Picon Blanco, another sprint, and then a medium mountain finish on Lagunas de Naya. These are steep climbs though. But of course, we've got Romeo for GC. And for the flat sprints, Yuri Leitao. Oof, Jonas Vingegaard is here, so that's some tough competition. Anyway, time to take on the first sprint stage. Okay, starting off with a +2 on Leitao, so that's absolutely excellent. 75 sprint. So it looks like it's gonna be an uphill sprint, and if we look even closer, we've got quite a few corners in the last 2 kilometers, so I might have to launch early. Wait, we're getting a fast look at the finish right here, so it starts going uphill with about a kilometer to go. A slow corner to the finish line actually, so we don't necessarily have to launch early. In the last 6.5 kilometers, we have Fraile going all out right now, quite a few narrow sections coming up, so my positioning will be key. But I'm actually fighting against so many sprint trains that it's not going that well. Leitao in the wheel of Romeo. Fraile tries to bring us out, but narrow section right here, position awful. Romeo, come on, last kilometer right now. Leitao can launch early. That's a mistake maybe, but I'll try to come past Romeo, but I'm not getting past Romeo. We've got Wout van Aert winning, and Romeo might get bonus seconds, so actually a pretty good outcome of the stage that way. Wait a second, we get no bonus seconds with Romeo? Really? There's no bonus seconds at Burgos? I'm sorry, but I'm getting scammed here. Anyway, Leitao scored a podium on stage 1. Let's see if we can do it again on stage 2. This time the finish looks a bit more straightforward. A small hill with a flat finish, and if I look at the finish itself, then it's a straight line in the last kilometer, so that's perfect. I have been struggling quite a bit with my lead out in this race, both in stage 1 and in this stage, because there's so many teams that have a sprint train that want to be in position, so I'm fighting, but I'm losing the fight. Once again, far from a perfect position with Romeo. That is 2 kilometers to go, Romeo. You got to sprint. You got to sprint right now. Fraile launch already. Can we get Leitao to the front? We're getting blocked in by my own rider, so this is an absolute disaster once again. Eneca against Gazzoli. Gazzoli versus Aberasturi. Aberasturi wins the sprint, but we finish in Narnia. Absolute disaster again. With a disappointing 9th place for Yuri Leitao, I wanted a podium. Our leadout is simply failing at the moment. I truly believe that if Leitao is in a competitive position, he can beat Jon Aberasturi. Not exactly the beacon of sprinting, is he? Anyway, sprints to the side, time for the mountain stages, starting off with Picon Blanco. Against the likes of Jonas Vingegaard, 83 mountain, 84 medium mountain, so winning, I don't think it's happening. And next to Jonas, the rest of the competition is also super strong. Lots of riders at 79 mountain. Honestly, a realistic goal is top 10, but I want to try and aim for top 5. Okay, halfway the stage and a bit of a crisis. In the descent, the peloton split in. We've got Visma boys, including Vingegaard, in the front 22 riders. So that's a gap of 1 minute 40 on the peloton led by Mintegi, Jay Vine, and quite a few other teams. So we're not alone, but we're not on the right side at the moment. Next to that, we do have a decision to make. Romeo with a -2, so 74 mountain versus the likes of Fraile with 75 mountain on the day. So do we go for Fraile knowing that he could have a worse day on the second mountain stage? I don't know. Either way, there's a massive benefit to this front group. Riders are overextending, including Pavel Sivakov, who's getting spat out the back of the front group. So this might be our way of beating Vingegaard if he overextends. Ay, Marc Soler, Gegenhardt, more and more riders are dropping in the front group. Archie Ryan as well, and the breakaway is down to 14 riders now. Meanwhile, in the peloton, energy-wise, I don't have a choice. Fraile will be our leader because Romeo is just not looking that good. Ooh, Visma bike in the breakaway is running out of domestiques. Wout van Aert is done for, so the gap is down to 50 seconds, and it's gradually getting closed. And yes, with 14 kilometers to go, it looks like that front group is getting caught. There we go, they've been caught. Anyway, all that action went nowhere, but the final climb is coming. Picon Blanco, and it's a steep one. 5 kilometers to go on the climb now. Please, Jorgensen, don't block us, Jorgensen. Get out of the way, buddy. Get out of the way. On this narrow section, I need to move up. There we go, gradually getting closer to the front of the group, and there comes the attack. Jonas Vingegaard goes. We've got no immediate response by other people, so I'm okay with that. Carapaz sitting in. It's all about survival on this climb, Frale. All about survival. Keep on following, buddy. Keep on following. Okamika is almost done for, so Romeo can take over now. Frale is moving past riders one by one. That is good. Last kilometer, and we have been gapped by roughly 7 riders. So now I'm trying to bridge back up to that group, but I don't think it will work. At the front of the race, Jonas Vingegaard wins, and this group will finish in the next echelon here, and then we are going to try and fight right now for the 8th position ahead of Plappy. No, I think Plappy's going to beat us for 8th. Yes, indeed. Like, on one end, getting 8th on this climb is pretty okay, but I wish there was not that much of a gap between me and the riders in front of me. Actually, 6th and 7th in GC with Frale and Romeo, so close to the top 5. We can work with that. But before we start hunting for that top 5, one more sprint stage for Leitao. I would like to get a second podium. Okay, that is what I'm talking about. A +3 on Leitao to start of the day. That is 75 sprint. Perfection. By the way, in a race like Vuelta a Burgos, I am going for GC with Romeo and with Frale, but I think in a bigger race like La Vuelta, I'll do something different. Like, Romeo can probably top 10 La Vuelta, but I'd rather go for KOM and stage victories. Ooh, the sprint looks quite tricky. We've got a small hill with about 3 kilometers to go, then a downhill before the sprint, so I gotta try and keep that in mind. So, leadouts are forming left and right, including my sprint train, but this time I've got 5 riders because I felt like I was running out of riders in the last 2 sprints, so hopefully this goes better. In the last 5 kilometers, once again, not the perfect position. Come on, Romeo, we gotta find a way to move up. I will move up with Romeo right now because Okamika, you're having too much energy. Leitao and Frale in the wheel. Ay. These other leadouts have full control. I'll go right now with Romeo. Can I move to the front? Frale in the wheel. Where's Leitao? He's getting gapped at the moment. Last 1.5 kilometers. I'm going way too early, but maybe it still works. There goes Leitao. We've got Wout van Aert on the right. Leitao on the left is going to be Gaviria through the middle, taking the victory. And we don't get the podium. We get 4th. Heartbreaking. I can't believe we got 4th. I really wanted that podium. But actually, we should not be complaining. Juraj Leitao getting 4th on a sprint like this against Van Aert, Meeuws and Gaviria, that's a good result. Anyway, in the next mountain stage, we have to get 20 seconds back on Jorgensen, Buitrago or Ciccone, so let's find a way to do that. Then again, I feel like Lagunas de Naya, the finish of the stage, looks a lot harder in real life than on the profile here. Okay, Frale starts off with a +2 daily form, so that's 75 Hillstad, 75 medium mountain, and Romeo 77 medium mountain, 75 Hillstad, so Romeo might be the better option. Then again, Frale's secondary stats are better, so I might just go for both. The proper climbing part of Lagunas de Naya is only 3.6 kilometers, so actually not the longest climb, so I think positioning before the climb will be key. Here we go, perfect position into the climb, maybe move up a little bit, that would be nice. Too many Jayco riders ahead of me, I don't like that. Now we've got to move by Glock at the front, so it's not Vingegaard himself, but he is positioned quite well at the front, so come on Frale, keep on going. Does this get narrower? Our position is so bad suddenly. That is not great. Come on, keep on moving. Let's do 88, something like that. Okamika can take over when it comes to protection or whatever, to be honest. Just keep on going, keep on going. Leitao is still protecting. That is insane. We are getting passed by everyone. Last 2 kilometers, last 1.5 kilometers, and our position is all the way in Narnia. I'm doing 90 right now, and I'm getting gapped, so Frale has to hurry right now in the last kilometer. I've got Romeo in my wheel at the front of the race. Something is happening. We've got Jonas Vingegaard riding to the victory, but there's barely going to be any gaps here, so yeah, that was a bit of a shit stage. I won't lie. I was expecting a better climb, but I also don't think we'll get our top 5 here. I don't think so. Wow, 3 riders from Visma Lease Bike in the top 4. Vingegaard, Raad and Uiterbroeks, but where is Jorgensen? Oh my god, Jorgensen lost time. That's amazing for us. Yes, sir. Omar Frale straight into the top 5 and 6th place for Romeo. Like, I was hoping for a better stage result, but in the end, my goal was this top 5, so I'm happy. Oh, and turns out Ivan Romeo takes home the white jersey, so that's an added bonus. It is quite a weird feeling to go from winning nearly every race in the first episodes of this series to now struggling a bit to get results in any race, to be honest, but it's more realistic, so when we do get a result, it's more fulfilling. Anyway, one more race on the menu today. The Czech Tour, a 4-day stage race starting off with a team time trial. After that, a flat sprint, then a hilly parkour and a versatile sprint. And the last one is a Mateusz Govekar stage. And I think he's also our GC rider with that 75 Hillstad. Anyway, I'm a little bit scared for this team time trial though. I'm sorry, but I think there's a slight safety problem in this stage. I think there's a few spectators on the road. I don't know. I'm not sure you can see it, but There's a couple of them that might be in the way here. Anyway, I've paused the game before the start of my team, and I think my strategy is I'll let the riders that can time trial well do the longest pulls. So basically, Beloki, Govikar, and Finch are the only riders that can properly time trial, so they'll do most of the work. Meanwhile, Unai Zubeldia with 59 time trial stat only will do one pull at the start, all out, to try and bring the team up to speed, and then stop pulling. Anyway, this could be a terrible strategy, but let's find out. Here we go, let's take a look at our team. Zubeldia goes, the rest of our team is struggling to hold the wheel, spending all their red bar. This is not fantastic. But actually, after Zubeldia goes off the front, the rest of the team is starting to look pretty good. In the last 5 kilometers, Ramos off the back, Wright off the back, Zubeldia off the back. We've got 4 riders left, which actually, do I need 4 or 5 riders at the finish line? Let's hope it's 4. Going all out in the final stretch, let's take a look at our team. Goes 13th, so not too bad. And indeed, it was 4 riders. Soudal Quickstep is the winner of the team time trial, with Gil Gelders taking the lead, but we are in Narnia on a minute 20, so that is not very good. I don't think our chances to win GC are looking very good with Govikar right now. Anyway, let's try to console ourselves with stage victories perhaps. On stage 2, a sprint. Axel Zangle is the favorite, a better sprinter than Govikar, but not unbeatable. Once again, the leadouts are up and running. 13 kilometers to go, completely flat finish, but in the last sprint, there is a corner, so that is quite interesting. I'll have to launch my sprint early. Oh, my leadout is suffering, 3.5 kilometers to go. Come on, Paul Wright, on the left side of the road. Oh, these other teams are already sprinting. That is just ridiculous. I'm sorry, but I cannot compete with that. Finch is next. Come on, buddy. Move up, move up, move up. Launch the sprint. Govikar in the wheel. This is okay. No? Govikar, find your way through. Find your way through. Oh, I forgot to launch early. But in the end, it would not have mattered because our position was far from perfect. It really does look like the opposing sprint trains launch a sprint with their third last rider with 3 kilometers to go, and that's when I lose so much momentum compared to them. Like watching the replay here with 3 kilometers to go, this is where I lose it. Red Bull Bora Hansgrohe just launches a sprint with their third last rider, and they've got such a large gap on me, and then it's really hard for me to still come out. And of course, Govikar gets blocked in and he can't come out anymore. In the end, 6th place, we have to do better. Looks like we are 4th favorite for the next stage though, for the actual GC stage. I'm sorry, but +2 daily form on Govikar means 78 hill stats, so we have to win this race.
12 seconds later.
Anyway, last 2 kilometers, a lead out by Beloki for Govikar. 1.5, 1.4, 1.3. I gotta win this. There we go. We launch early with Govikar, but why is there a roundabout in the final kilometer? You gotta be kidding me. That is so stupid. Oh, come on. Langelotti wins and we've got all our red energy. All our red energy left. We finished 2nd, but we would have won that without that stupid roundabout. Am I getting frustrated? Yes, I'm getting frustrated. I want to win a race. The one time I don't check the final kilometer, there's a roundabout. The one time. Okay, calm down. One more opportunity. The final stage of the Czech Tour. A versatile sprint stage. So, a Mateusz Govikar stage on paper. We are getting a preview of the last kilometer. Looks pretty straight, but right there, that is a corner. No roundabout this time, but a corner in the last stretch actually to the line. So, we have to remember that we have to launch a bit early. Last 3.9 kilometers, lead out on the left is doing a fantastic job. We are not doing as well. Beloki can try and go now. Finch can launch early right now. How is this possible? How is my lead out so slow compared to the rest? But there goes Govikar. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Launch right now, Govikar, right now. Come on the left side of the road. We've got in the middle Marit. Govikar goes for it, but no, it's going to be a podium, bud. I just don't understand how these leadouts from the other teams are so much faster than my leadout. Okay, I'm rewatching the last 5 kilometers. Intermarché on the left side of the road launching their leadout, and we are going 99 with Beloki on the right side of the road, and Van Sint Maartensdijk destroys us. So it looks like they're using a different strategy. It looks like I'm using effort cursor while Van Sint Maartensdijk is literally attacking right now with 4 kilometers to go because he takes so much of a difference compared to Beloki to the point that both of these sprint leadout trains are so far ahead, and I just can't compete with that because when Beloki launches right now, he has no speed. Finch tries to launch, has no speed either, but finds his way through because obviously the lead out of Intermarché is a bit doomed after what they did earlier, but I can't actually get past them in time. And then also, Mr. Sobrero here puts his ass in front of my sprint train, which blocks us, which otherwise would have done a great job. And in the last kilometer, Govikar goes, but it simply was not good enough. Like, I shouldn't actually be frustrated about my 3rd place, but I am frustrated about my lead out, which simply failed. Anyway, that was far from a perfect Czech tour for us. I'll be honest, in the last 10 minutes of this video, I nearly entered a depression, so much frustration, but I should not forget, we had some solid results today. Mateusz Govikar winning both Circuito de Getxo and Vuelta a Castilla y León, but also Omar Fraile winning a World Tour one-day race, San Sebastian. And hey, these smaller races are preparation races, races where we try shit and maybe lose, but learn lessons for the next races. And our next race, that is a very big one. La Vuelta a España 2025 is coming. And I have to say, I can't wait to start this one. When it comes to the World Tour ranking, thanks to San Sebastian, we moved up from 15th to 13th now. Which, to be honest, I'm not sure I want to be a World Tour team yet. Our team is literally only 18 riders for next season, so our team is not ready. Anyway, all of that are worries for later. For now, that's the end of today's episode. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye.